everybody. Welcome to another episode of NightMayr. Shout out to one of our sponsors. Let's see. Look at all these lovely people who supported this studio. Peach. This episode is dedicated to you. Today, we have a very special guest tonight. Oh my goodness. I've known this woman for so many years. I'm just such a big fan. She's a comedian. She's an author. You've seen her on Oprah, Howard Stern, Comedy Central. She's a mom. She does it all. Welcome to the show, Kerri Louise.
You're back at you. I love working with you. You're so funny.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm glad you're here because like you're a mom, you do comedy, and I feel like I've just been thrust into a new world.
Yeah.
And I have such a bad, like, I'm so inarticulate when I try to explain this to people, but like other moms who do comedy, which is really like, it's you and two other women I know.
Yeah, we can count on one hand.
And there's just not that many people you can talk to about it. But I don't know. I have so many questions, but I also want to know, like, you're kind of, you've never been on the show before. Tell the people your sort of origin story, how you got into comedy, that sort of thing.
Wow. We're going to go way back? I've been doing it for over 30 years.
But you don't look it.
It's been, over 30 years. And I started in college because my sorority was doing a beauty pageant.
Where'd you go to school?
And they needed Plymouth State College in New Hampshire.
Okay.
It's now Plymouth University. So.
But don't you have a Boston accent?
I did, but I had to get rid of it when I lived in New York because no agents would sign me until
It still creeps up a little bit. It creeps up
when I'm tired. You can really...
When you're tired.
When I'm tired and I'm drinking.
When you have to park the car.
You can hear the wicked bad. You can hear it wicked bad. So, but no one would sign me. And do you know that this one agent said, we'll sign you, but you have to go to speech therapy. I went to speech therapy. I was exhausted after 1 hour.
What? How long did you have to go for?
I had 6 months.
Oh my God.
6 months to try to get rid of the Boston accent, and it's still not gone. But I remember it was so tiring. I had to pay this girl to exhaust me for an hour because we're so lazy. Boston accent, it's a lazy accent.
So they have to retrain your mouth and tongue.
Yeah, she was putting fingers in my mouth.
Stop it.
Yeah, it was hard. It was like I was
Did you have to pay extra for
that?
I
needed a nap after speech therapy.
What?
How sad is that?
On what words and in what way was she putting fingers in your mouth?
To try to get my tongue to go up to the roof of my mouth. I had to practice to...
Because when you say mouth, that's how I know you're from Boston.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Wow.
And then I just came from Boston, and my kids will tell you, as soon as I go back to visit my family, they're like, Ma, it's right back. You're right back at it. You're right back into that Boston. I fall right into it very quickly.
It's like we're in Goodwill Hunting all over again.
Yeah, I need my money back. She obviously didn't. Right. I know. Goodwill. Then Goodwill Hunting came out. I'm like, see, I could be a star.
It's cool.
I could be a star.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Yeah, so I did this beauty pageant and I won, and I did comedy.
You won a beauty pageant? Oh my gosh.
I wasn't beauty at all. I was really a sports girl, which is why I wanted to do this pageant.
Hockey?
Yes, field hockey.
I
guessed it. So anyway, I wanted to do this because I wanted to get into the acting field or some form, and I was too busy being a sports girl. So I said, this is my way in, and I loved comedy. I binge watched comedy before binge watching. Was binge watching. VH1 had it, and then MTV had it.
Wow.
Late at night on a roll. Mm-hmm. So I just kept on watching. I stayed up all night watching it. I loved comedy. So I did 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and I ended up winning. Although, like I said, they needed contestants. They got like 4 other people. They were gay guys, and I won out of technicality. But anyway, nonetheless, really cool. That started it all.
And were there open mics in your college? Was there anywhere to go?
There wasn't really. So then I didn't know what to do. And then I graduated. And then that's when I went to Boston because I lived right in Boston. And I did my first open mic at Nick's Comedy Club in Boston.
Boston was one of those cities where it was really good to come up in, you don't have to say exactly what year, but like, I don't know, 80s, 90s, even early 2000s. Like you had to live in like New York, LA, Boston.
Yeah.
Those are basically like the main 3 cities where like if you got good in one of those cities, like you had respect.
Yeah, with Boston, they really make, because it's a college town, and they don't fool around. Like, they make you work, and it's a boys' town too. Like, you had to be on your game.
Yeah,
and you had to be good to get even some stage
when
time
you were coming
or respect.
up. How many other women were there doing comedy?
Not that many. There was a handful, like five of us.
And was it the same thing? Like if they were hot, they would get like the token hot girl spot on a show?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, sort of. They did that a little bit, but not much. You know, like you really had to be good. Like I said, it was a boys' town. They didn't really let you in. You had to fight and fight and fight for stage time. You had to really work hard. And so the women that were in it wanted to be in it, and they were good.
Yeah, because it's not even the women that are still doing it that suck, I still give them credit because like it is not, stand-up is not a friendly environment for women, like really of any age. But you think about it, like people go, oh, why aren't there more female stand-up comics?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, how many women do you know are willing to sink not only like 10 years, but like their best 10 years?
Their best 10 years.
It's from 25 to 35 or 20 to 30, whenever you feel like starting. It's around that time. It's the same years you're going to spend looking for a spouse and starting a family.
Right.
And like, it's just, I think most women are not willing to take that gamble.
Right. And guess what? I married a comedian. You know why?
Yeah.
You know, like, the day I worked with Tom, the day that the spark.
How'd you guys meet?
Tom Cotter, comic.
Shout out to the hubs.
But don't go to my don't click on my Twitter.
She has the wrong Twitter handle for the wrong man in her Twitter. It's a different Tom Cotter.
So I'm not
who
married
hasn't
to that
tweeted
guy.
since 2018.
I did go to the Coldplay concert with him, but other than that, all right. So anyway, because like, you know, it's a male dominated field, but when a woman is on stage, it's very intense and it's very intimidating. So when a male gets off stage, all the waitresses are like, oh my God, you're so funny.
It's so easy to get laid as a male comic.
All the time.
Ugh,
women
they're
never
just
get laid.
Swimming in it.
So in my 20s, they're swimming in it. And I'm like, all right. And then you know who I get to go home with? The losers.
Boy.
Yeah. Oh. No, the loser comedians that didn't get the waitresses. They're like, what are you doing? You know, like, so I didn't hook up with a lot of comedians, but you know, that was the only thing that was left.
I always compare it to a homeless shelter. Like ideally, if you're in a homeless shelter, you don't want to date other homeless people because you're looking to get out of there. You're like, I'm just here temporarily. I'm not looking to like settle in. But after some time, if you're a homeless chick, you're looking around, there's nothing but other homeless dudes. So you will eventually pick the best looking homeless dude to hook up with. And that's just like how stand-up comedy is. It's like you never want to hook up with another comedian. But after a while, you're looking around, you're like, all right, who's the best one here? I'm among the homeless all the time. And
so you're saying that Tom Cotter is the best looking homeless guy ever.
Well,
that's what you're saying.
My husband was in the comedy world too.
And he's the best looking homeless guy
he
too.
He really was. He is the catch.
Well, but the day that I worked with him, the night that I was working with him, it was New Year's Eve. And my New Year's Eve resolution, no lie, was do not date any more comics. Don't date any more headshots.
Oops.
Just date someone normal for once.
Nobody with a headshot.
And then it was New Year's Eve, and it was at a ski resort, and we went skiing all the next day. Yeah, because you know, like the comics up there, they don't pay you for. They're like, all right, we'll give you some money, but
what was
we'll
it, like
you can ski for free.
Mount Airy Lodge or something?
It was Attitash Mountain, I believe. It was
Wow.
in New Hampshire. So we skied the whole next day, and I fell in love with him.
What was the moment? Like, what was the moment you met him? Like, explain.
Do you really want me to get into it? There was a total moment. So every time we went up the chairlift, I would tell him, I'm like, Tom, I started flirting with him, and inside my head, I'm like, stop flirting. I'm like, Tom, put your tongue on the side just to see, put it on the side of the chairlift just to see what happens. He's like, I'm not doing it. So every time he went up, I kept on saying, just do it, just to see what happens. And in my mind, I'm like, stop flirting. Anyway, we're having a good time.
So you were willing to risk him freezing his tongue to the pole, in order to just hit on him.
Yeah.
Like, what if he had done it and he had gotten stuck?
It would have been funny.
Then he would have had to ride the chairlift all the way back down until help comes. Yeah.
So anyway, we were supposed to leave that day, but he had a chalet and he's like, do you want to stay? We can go to the movies, and we were having a good time.
My goodness.
So I'm like, all right. So I stayed and we went to the movies. Guess what that movie was? We didn't never seen it before. It just came out that weekend. It was Dumb and Dumber. And in that movie is their scene where he takes her on a ski date and he puts his tongue exactly the same place I told him. I was floored. I'm like, we're laughing more than anybody else because it just happened to us. And I'm dying. And now I'm thinking, oh, it's a sign.
It was a sign.
It was a sign. He paid for my gas the next day to go home.
Wow.
And then before texting was texting,
You wrote a letter?
I wrote, I want to kiss you again, because I kissed him at the gas station after he paid for my gas. I know, I'm getting goosebumps. And I wrote,
kiss.
I want to kiss you again. Drove by him, because we were in separate cars, because, we
what year
going
is
together.
this? Take us back.
90s, early 90s.
Wow.
So I drove by him and put, I want to kiss you again in that piece of paper. And he did his signature Tom Cotter look, and that's when I knew.
How cute.
Yeah. And then we moved down to New York together.
And you both lived in Boston, so you didn't have to like move.
Yeah, we both lived in Boston. We kept it a secret because we didn't, know. Again, we don't know. We were only here for a moment.
When did he start comedy? Was he in it a few more years?
He was in it 3 years before me.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 or 4. Yeah. Yeah. So he was a big, almost a big headliner. I only sleep with headliners, Chris.
So he was headlining after only 3 or 4 years. That's pretty good.
In Boston, back in that day, though. So he came, I came right after the 80s, the boom. We're talking middlers were headliners. It was booming.
Why was it so
because
good?
It was so good. It was all over. It was before it was blasted all over the TV. It was the biggest thing going. It was went viral
because so many people would go out to see live shows.
The 99 restaurants, all those small restaurants were popping up comedy clubs because everybody loved it. It was like karaoke attached to crack. That's what it was like. And so everybody needed comedians, and people were quitting their jobs who were equivalent to real open micers.
Okay.
They were quitting their jobs and headlining.
Wow.
Yeah. Back in the day, amazing. Before I came on the scene. And he kind of was there just before that cusp. So he kind of rose pretty quick. Yeah. Okay. He was middle, headlining the B rooms. Yeah. And middling, big rooms.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it was still that model of, yeah, you get it. Was it more the goal is trying to headline and go on the road, or was the goal get your good 5 minutes, get a late night spot, or was it both?
For me or for him or for Boston people? I don't know. I didn't have I didn't, when I was in Boston, I didn't really have the late night goal in New York. That's
why it's such a New York thing, because the talent scouts were out and about in the clubs. They were out and about,
yeah. And so it wasn't until I moved to New York till I realized, oh yeah, I can. This could be possible that I could get a late night if they just asked, get in the club. That was getting into the club, so you can get asked to do those late night shows. Now no one shows up. No, but back in the day, those were so fun. I mean, I miss those days because even if you weren't on the showcase, you would show up and support your friends and rub elbows with managers and agents and stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's how you kind of networked. But now everything's just, everybody sits behind a computer and sends links.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. And you don't even need that. Somebody might just blow up from TikTok.
And now that's changed even more. Comedy is always changing, and you always have to just kind of change with the tides. It's very difficult. Now I'm this.
You think it's harder now?
In a way it's harder, but in a way it's easier. Like I said, I can't do I have fat thumbs. I can't do social media. So I hired someone with skinny thumbs to help me but I'm kicking and screaming.
Kerri was trying to send her social media person the link before the show, but she's like, I don't know why it's working. And she showed it to me. I'm like, Kerri, that's the Wi-Fi password. You sent them the Wi-Fi password.
So you see how it's harder for me, but it's easier for the young people. And that's why you see nowadays, especially during the pandemic, these young people that have never even seen a stage are selling out comedy clubs because they went viral on social media. That's where it's hard. It hurts a little.
You go, oof, wow. Yeah. It feels like they get so far on so little, and you compare it to your own, how you came up, grinding it out, and the amount of time and the years you sink into just the mics and the hanging out and the hours and the nights, and it is so much of your life.
to try to gain an audience, and they gain an audience overnight. It's yeah. I mean, kudos to them. That is great, and they found their audience, and that's wonderful. And the club owners don't care because it's asses in seats and it's money, and they don't give a shit.
Right. Whereas like before social media, it's like you try to do enough club spots, I guess, so that people come to know you, and then maybe seek out your website, or they go to that club that you're at most frequently to try to see you again. It's really hard. Or it's like you don't even need to have your own. You become kind of a household name, or your managers and agents kind of help you sell tickets.
There's really no rhyme or reason, which is very difficult. Again, that's why it's so difficult too for women. I think women need more structure sometimes, so I don't even know how, like, because I'm like that too. I like structure, and I like, okay, if I go to school for 4 years, then I pass the test, then I'm, making money. So there's
nothing guaranteed in comedy. Like you really, even if you say to yourself, I'm going to definitely spend 10 years on this, like there's no guaranteed career or income after, like, whereas if you want to be a teacher or a doctor or like, I don't know. It's
a little better. It's a little more secure. But even then, like, I've seen teachers get pink slips after being in the school system for like 20, 25 years.
Well, didn't the Supreme Court just like, aren't they going to axe the Department of Education?
Yeah, well, they're trying to do that too. So,
well, I don't know.
So,
they're not doing well.
Yeah,
people, people can't read. Lucky. They'll figure it out.
But we're lucky. Like it is harder, and it's not secure. But nothing is, if you look at it. And we get to laugh every night. So that's so true. And being a mom, it's a great job for being a mom. And I knew I wanted to be a mom, and so that was my main. And Tom didn't. It took him a while to figure out that he wanted to be a dad.
How did that
discussion a while to get
go? Like how soon after dating and falling in love did you talk about like, oh, we want to have a family together? Because like in comedy, it's, I don't know, there was very much this stigma of like, you want to be not only childless, but like kind of single, so you can move freely, do gigs. You don't want anything tying you down. God forbid you move to the suburbs. Like I remember I was so afraid to move out of the city. I was like, that's it, it's over. And it was like, you live in trash, squalor. Like you live with a 65-year-old woman. Like, please, let's move in together. End this.
And now some guy in the middle of Wichita is, booming on the internet. Like you could have lived anywhere. Like you
really can live anywhere.
Now you can. I was too. I was so afraid of that as well. But I knew I wanted to be a mom. Like ever since I was little, I knew I wanted to be a mom. And I'm like, that's what I can control. And I want to be a mom before I get too old. And I did already start late. But the saddest moment, one of my saddest moments, I walked into the comic strip once, and someone looked at me and they're like, hey, look at you. How are your kids or something? And they said, you would be famous like Sarah Silverman and Amy Schumer if it weren't for your twins.
What a shitty thing to say.
And I'm like, and I just laughed it off. I'm like, well.
First of all, Amy Schumer is fat now, okay? So nobody should be envious of her. She married a chef, and I'm like, she's never going to lose the weight now. An autistic chef, he just can't stop cooking. And like,
that's hilarious.
She
can't stop cooking.
She was never
she can't not eat it.
No, she's
not. Get divorced.
She hasn't put a fork down since the end of Inside Amy Schumer. Has anyone seen her lately? Because she's probably too fat to be photographed.
But no, I mean, they gave me tons of material, and I knew I wanted to be a mom. But that was a sad moment. I'm like, but I'm not going to look back. I love all I'm going to cry again. I'm so emotional. My youngest just graduated high school. So
I would say
my twins graduated college this year.
Being a mom is way more fulfilling than I would say being Amy Schumer or being like, and that was never made more clear to me than like after I had a kid. Because I used to think, being famous or followers, like that's everything. That's the point of life. It's like, no, having kids is the point of life.
Yeah.
And like the rest is just like gravy.
They'll love you to the end. Your fans will bring you up and they will put you down very fast. And
not
so
for you, not you guys in the chat. You'll be there forever.
Yeah.
I hope you visit me on my deathbed.
But not your kids. Your kids will say they hate you, but they will love you forever. And they'll take care of you. Like the industry is not going to wipe my ass when I need them when I'm 86, crawling on the floor.
Maybe could you pay a publicist to do that?
You could pay. I guess you could probably pay someone. And if you're famous, you'd have the money.
Yeah.
But that's not guaranteed.
What do you think of like, right, when you look at Chelsea Handler, you know, skiing topless at, I forget how old she is now. Her age is irrelevant. It's more like she lives this life where she glamorizes being single, having all this money.
Nikki Glaser as well.
Nikki Glaser too. She actually, I have a lot of respect for her. She's really good. She's finally made it to like household name status because she had a lot of help behind her. Like I remember for a while they're really trying to like make her a thing, and like they had her Nikki and Sarah show, and like she had a lot of I remember just like attempts and shows, and like wow, like they're really pumping her up. But she really broke through. I think it was like doing all the roasts, and now she's like hosting award shows.
Yeah,
and she got, you know, looks great, has money to get whatever work done she needs. Like she looks so good.
Absolutely.
But I just think of more, I guess in particular, like Chelsea Handler, because she kind of almost promotes like being child free as like the way to be. Like there's like this glamorous element to it. And like, I wonder, I don't know, do you think about like if that's a good example for women? Because they go, oh, if I can do comedy, I'll just get real famous. But that's like, it's literally just Chelsea Handler. Like most female comics like do not have millions of dollars to go topless skiing. I would say it's harder to just, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like we should be encouraging women, like find somebody, get married, because the chances that you're going to blow up like Chelsea Handler are pretty minimum.
Absolutely. I agree with you. Yeah. I mean, if you want to, but if you don't want to have kids, like don't have kids. If you are going to have a kid and have, you know, someone else bring them up, then don't have kids. Like maybe you're going to be like, go the Chelsea Handler route. Yeah. But I knew I wanted to have kids, and I knew that I wanted to bring them up. And so I think that, you know, maybe my time is coming now that they're all grown up. Like aww. Maybe I'm hoping that maybe my time, I'll get busier and busier and busier.
Oh yeah.
I absolutely did have to.
I'm not a comic. Whatever you're doing.
So
like
I did put my career on the back burner. That's why I wrote 3 books. My toe was still in the pool a little bit, in the comedy pool or the creative pool.
Yeah, you stayed
And that's
busy.
why I wrote 3 books while the kids were, you know, asleep. I remember in this book, Mean Mommy, in which I'm giving this to you. I signed this to you.
And you signed them all.
Mean Mommy. This is all about me going through the trenches of the comedy world with my twins, Tommy and Tommy. So Tommy,
would you bring them to gigs?
There's a story of my babysitter canceled. I had to put my kids in the car, and I asked the headliner to watch the twins couldn't walk. They couldn't walk.
Oh my
and
God.
So they were in the stroller, and I asked the headliner to watch them while
Hold on. So they're supposed to be in bed sleeping, what, around 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
And what time was the gig? Like, what time are you getting them in the car?
It was in Connecticut, and it was overnight, too. I had to put them over. Yeah, I had to give them, the hotel, everything. I had
and
to
you were
pack.
featuring?
It all talks about, I was featuring at the time. And then one time I was putting Tommy to bed at 8, and I go, Tommy, you got to go to bed. Mommy's going to go to work, because I wanted to go home. I wanted to write this book. That's when I put them to bed.
Good for you.
And Tommy's like, you don't have a real job. He's little, even my kids.
You're like, thanks. That's going to be a chapter.
Okay, and sure enough, it was. But this, so this will help, because it talks about what all the trials, the tribulations.
Okay.
And it talks about like what the doctors don't tell you. Like all the doctors said, you know, one of my twins had a problem with biting, and it talks
in
about
general or while
nursing. Biting the other twin.
Oh God. Okay. Wow.
And so all the doctors say, don't bite your kid. But I knew that my son didn't realize what he was doing to his brother.
Where would he bite
that
him?
It hurt. Like anywhere when he got aggravated, he would just bite him, and there was marks, and he would cry. And I'm like,
wow.
I kept on saying, please stop biting, stop. I was putting him in the time, but he couldn't get it until I said, I just did it.
You're like, I'm gonna bite him.
I'm like, this is what it feels like. And I bit him, and he went, ow. And I'm like, that's what you're doing to him. And he never did it. Never did it again. And all the doctors and everyone would say, no. So basically, this is like, trust your instincts. You already have it. You are already a good mom. I can tell right now. I'm going to cry again.
Oh Go ahead.
Just
cry.
the way you show me your pictures of your son and all that stuff. You have it in you. You're a mom for a reason. And trust your instincts because they are, and listen to your heart. And if you think that something's wrong and the doctors are like, no, it's not, that just you know better. You know better. You're the mother and you know. Just like with the cries, we were talking about ferberizing. That's what we were talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. And I knew to do it when Tom was on the road to be able to have them sleep through the night because Tom would be like, they're crying. We gotta feed them. We gotta feed them.
He was the softie?
He was the softie. I'm like, and I knew what the cries were. I knew it was a ferberizing cry. I knew it was not, they weren't in danger.
Not a pain cry, but like, I miss you.
Yes.
I've been abandoned.
Like, I'm hungry, but I could probably go to bed, you know. You know when we're dieting and you're hungry and you're going to sleep, you gotta ferberize yourself. And they were able to sleep through the night. It took 3 days, but I did it. And I remember when they slept through the night, I thought they were dead. I'm like, what?
Now that you think about it, 3 days is so short.
Milestone, yes. 3 days. I have a chapter called 3 days in this book.
3 days is so short, but like the idea, I cannot, like the bean is 15 months right now. And like, I can't bear the thought of like letting him cry and putting him alone in his own room.
Oh, girl. I gotta be your baby nurse. I gotta come here and sleep over here for 3 days and help you.
I don't know. I feel like that's going to traumatize him and he's going to have trust issues.
Oh my gosh, help her. He's going to have worse issues. He's going to have mummy issues and he's going to be living in your basement for the rest of his life. So is that what you want?
Don't they ever just naturally grow out of co-sleeping? Do they ever just wake up one day and go, no, I think I'll just sleep in my own bed now. Does that ever happen? What about like a toddler bed on the floor?
You have your own mom journey and you know best. And you, like I said, it's your instinct. If you'll know best and you'll know when. That's not what I did. I'm not judging you or anything.
What was the moment for you where you were like, okay, Tom was on the road. How old were they?
It was early on. I don't really remember, but I know it was early on.
They weren't walking.
They weren't walking. Yeah. They were sleeping through the night pretty quick.
Wow.
I have a joke. My mom, like everybody would, are they sleeping through the night? I'm like, yeah, they are. What? Oh, God, I forget the joke. Are they sleeping through the night? They, I don't know if they are, but I am. Oh my God, all my mother jokes are coming back.
That's fun. Okay. Wow.
So
I'm so afraid of being cruel.
That's the thing. You got to be mean mommy. This is it. Mean mommy. You cannot be their friend. You are their mother. Oh. Oh God, I got to live here for 3 days. I'm moving in. Okay. I'm going to sleep on this couch. I can sleep on this couch. It would be.
Oh man. I'm really afraid.
They need it. They need structure and they need to be told what to do. And and they're not going to die. You're not going to kill them. What are you afraid of? They're crying.
That he'll feel abandoned, and then he'll just be like, "Wow, I can't trust you anymore. Like I thought you were my homie, but you've left me alone in this foreign crib that I've never been in a room where you're not in."
That's all they know is you. That's all they're going to do is trust you forever and ever and ever. If you look at people that abuse their mothers that abuse their kids, they're always running back. So they're not going to ever not trust you.
Yet. They're like, ugh.
They're not going to ever not trust you, honey.
But what about people who like legit abuse their kids?
I'm telling you that their mother,
But they have trust issues.
You're not abusing your kid.
No, I know.
That's that's the whole, you're not even abusing, you're teaching them how to sleep on their own, be sick on their own,
Be sick on their own?
Yes, be sick. It's in the book.
Oh, he hasn't really been sick.
You're going to care and love for them, but they're going to have to, know how to take care of themselves.
So it only takes 3 days? Wow. And then what? You just put them
and then you get some sleep.
I can't imagine.
But you don't want to be, you're sleeping, he sleeps with you in your bed. You know that's dangerous too.
Well, apparently after 6 months, they're not at risk for SIDS anymore.
I know, but you could roll over them.
I sleep perfectly on my side and I don't move the whole night. And then I wake up in pain. And
right. See, you wake up in pain. You're probably not getting a great amount of sleep.
No.
And that's sleep is also good for your health, and mommy needs to be healthy, because if mommy's unhealthy, you can't bring up a child.
Yeah. I just got used to sleeping like this, like just on the tippy edge of the bed.
All right, you gotta look and read. And what is people saying in the comments, Matt? Are people saying in the comments that
they're saying that Bert Kreischer slept in his parents' bed until he was 10 years old.
All right, look at him. He's still a big fat baby.
Oh, Bert Kreischer.
Do you want your son to be Bert Kreischer?
But
all right,
he's a household name.
He's rich as F.
Rich as F, but has like a disgusting beer gut.
He's got issues, I'm sure.
Yeah.
His issues came from that, though. I'm sure there are multiple sources.
He's always shirtless.
Look it up. Do some more research on stuff, and trust your own instincts too. But you got to toughen up a little bit.
I've had the feeling like, all right, maybe he should be not sleeping with us anymore, but like I don't know how to do it in a gradual, like uncruel way. Some people have said like try to get him in a crib and then move the crib like further and further away from your bed until it's at the door. Yeah,
there'll be ways. YouTube will help you. Good luck.
But then the second I put him in the crib, he's like, ah.
Yeah, you just gotta let that happen.
Okay.
You can do it. Okay. Next question.
What's the chat saying? Have they sent any questions for Kerri yet?
Next question. Well, does your son have the book If You Give a Mouse a Cookie?
No, but I had that book when I was little.
When you were little, I wrote another book, If You Give a Mom a Glass of Wine. Which is a parody to that.
Would you categorize yourself as a wine mom?
Yeah, I guess. I like mine.
You're a high noon mom.
That's me drinking high noon. Yeah, but you know what I like to drink high noons in? A wine glass. I always order it with a wine glass. Yeah. I'm like, can you put the high noon in the wine glass
with ice? High noons really are better. Like we have White Claw here. We have, I like a Surfside, which is like the iced tea vodka drink. But high noons really do. They really are the best. Oh yeah. They're better than Truly's too.
Routines are good. So have a routine with your son, and then we have that routine with the bed, and then the bedtime, and then slowly engage that routine a little bit more and more and more, where he's not going to be sleeping with you anymore.
So maybe do stories in his room.
Yes.
And then nurse him in his room.
Yes.
And then
get in the crib with him. Where did he take his naps? Was he taking naps in his crib?
No. Nothing happens in the crib.
Baby Wise is maybe what you should have read.
Someone else mentioned that book.
Best book ever. Yeah, that helped me.
Okay.
Yeah, Baby Wise. You can still read it and maybe still help. I mean, your son's a little older, but the routine is great. But you can read them this at bedtime.
Harry the elephant has an allergy. Oh,
that's my children's book.
I hope no one in here is trans. The elephant. Oh, cute. He actually is on an elephant kick right now.
Really?
An elephant allergic to peanuts. Oh, that's nuts. Mm-hmm. How cute. He's going to love this.
Yeah, it's cute. And I signed it to him in the back.
Oh, it looks like Dumbo.
Mm-hmm. And guess what? The illustrator is a comedian. Jimmy Carroll, stand-up comedian.
Wow.
So we had so much fun collaborating on that.
He loves animals. We took him to a couple little farms, and he's just like, he gets very excited about animals.
Good. Yeah, good luck. You'll get there. You'll get there. Like, he's not going to be graduating college sleeping with you. Okay? You're not going to be going to a dorm room sleeping with him. So that's fine. Don't worry about it. But you want him to be safe. You want sleep. All that good stuff. It's going to be a milestone.
Possible. Okay.
If you get him to sleep on his own in the crib without you. Then you can have sex with your husband and create another one.
That's personal, Kerri. I mean, yeah, he's a little bit preventing that.
All right. Yeah,
but his cute little face is
he's a cute little cock blocker right now.
He's so cute though. Okay, so back to you and Tom. Did you have to like convince him? So did you get married first and then talk about having a family?
No, well, we had a little hiccup, in the New York comedian field. He broke up with me, and we had to work together all in the New York City Comedy Club. And everybody was like, it was very
How long were you together before the breakup?
2.5, 3 years. So it was a big breakup. No, it was longer than that. So everybody knew us as a couple, and we all had friends when we moved to New York. So it was 2.5, 3 years when we moved to New York. So I think a total of 4 or 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Then we had a hiccup, and he's like, I'm moving out. I don't even know if I want to get married. Nah.
He had a crisis.
He had a little crisis. He was stupid. So he moved out. Yeah, he goes, I'm moving out. So we moved a block away. But when we would go to clubs, all the comedian friends were like, hi. They were like, all like,
that must have been so awkward. It was so probably figuring out
for
whose
them.
friends get.
Whose friends. Yeah. And everybody loved him and everybody loved me. And it was just, and it felt really bad. Like, Tom was just here. Well, can't you just be together? Like everybody, the community wanted us to be together. And then we ended up, but that hiccup helped. It helped us grow. It helped me grow. It helped him know that he really wanted this and wanted to be a family man, and it helped me grow. That's why we had a hiccup, because I was like, look,
wow,
my biological clock is ticking. If it's going to be you, it's going to be you. If it's not, I'm not going to be on Oprah, saying, well, I thought, after 8 years he was going to, and be childless, and that's not what I wanted. So I said, if it's not going to be you, it's going to be somebody. Because I'm gonna have kids.
Wow.
I wish I was like that with my career. Maybe I would be famous. And
no, like I think a lot of women feel how you feel, but they're afraid to be like that direct about it, because there's this feeling like, oh, you're gonna scare away the men if you
Oh, I was scared. I did it, but I was scared. I was alone and in New York, and a stand-up comedian in my 30s. It was traumatic. It was scary, but I learned a lot about myself, and each day got better and better. And then, so I think it helped. It helped me be stronger. So when I was ready to get back to him with him, and he was ready to get back with me, he was stronger. He knew what he wanted, and I knew what I wanted. So like now that we've been married 24 years, like, wow, like we went through the worst of it,
Yeah, you need those fights and those like breakups or near breakups to test you.
Yeah, it was a big test. And it helped. It helped. It helped me. I literally cleaned out my closet.
Yeah?
Figuratively and literally.
You were like, that's it. All new clothes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Were you...
That I can afford.
Okay. Wow. So were the twins first?
So then we got back together, and it's so funny because it's funny, like you want your career and you want to push off having comedians. We were talking about having babies. We were talking about that. And as soon as we got married, we moved he got a great agent manager. I did too. My manager.
The same one?
No, my manager was the same manager as Tim Allen.
Oh, how did they find you?
Comic strip. He found me, he signed me, and he had the same manager as Ray Romano, and they're like, come to LA, you gotta go to LA. And he had
to
William
live
Morris
or just
as
for
an
a trip?
agent for pilot season, when pilot season was pilot season back then.
When was pilot season?
It was like January to April.
Oh,
so
wow.
we moved as soon as we got married in June, and then we soon moved to LA to be on that scene.
Wow. So you live in LA for just those 4 months and then move back?
4 months, and then we moved back. Yeah. Paying 2 rents. It was scary paying 2
Whoa.
rents. We didn't sublet. No. And it was tough. He was still working on the road. He was still doing colleges. I was doing some colleges. We were still working in New York. Plus we had those great agents and managers. They were kind of taking care of us a little bit. So we were like, let's get pregnant. Like we were bored. LA we thought we were going to go out on a lot of auditions during the day. We weren't. We were bored out of our minds. We did yoga, because apparently you have to do that when you're in LA.
You have to, and eat tacos.
Yeah. So we're like, well, let's have babies. We all knew we did want to have a family. We did talk about that. But in LA, I remember saying, let's try. We're not going to get pregnant right away. We got pregnant first, right out of the gate. Right out of the gate. I remember exactly. I go, I think I'm ovulating. Let's have sex. We had sex. Boom. Twins.
Wow.
Yeah. And so the day I found out I had twins, I walked out of the office.
That's scary though, twins. So you had the twins first.
So yeah. So I had the twins first. So we conceived in LA, and right before we were about to leave, it was in April, right before we were about to leave, he had to go to do some colleges and then go to New York. I had to finish up here. I had one audition. It was for comics. It was called Comic House, which was...
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, it was Last Comic Standing. It was the beginning of Last Comic Standing. So I do my audition. They liked me. They want me to come back. I was leaving the next day to go back after doing nothing for 3 months.
Oh, man.
I had to pay for my ticket for a change after doing nothing. I'll go, now you want me?
That's funny.
But in between that time that they want me, my call back, those 2 days, I got my pregnancy boobs right away. And I remember Kerri Louise, she was out there too. She was helping me with my second audition. She goes, come, I'll do your hair. She's great. She's
I'll do your hair. Sweetheart.
So I come in, she goes, those boobs. You know her. She's so loud and she just says whatever's on your mind. And I'm like, I know, it might be the bra. But
you didn't tell anyone you were pregnant because
I didn't know. Away. I didn't know for sure it was right away. But I'm like, I felt like my boobs were heavy in a way that I've never felt before. And I'm like, oh my God, could I be pregnant right away? I'm like, I can't be pregnant. But I was thinking that I might be pregnant. And you know how when your second audition, it's like, oh, that you're gonna screw it up.
I mean, I've never had a second audition, but I imagine
you want it so bad, like you're gonna forget it. But I was taken out of it because I thought that I was really pregnant. Plus the boobs helped. So I got the job.
Always help. Yes.
I didn't know. I moved that, but the audition, I nailed the audition just because
everything lined up.
was thinking something else.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking that I wanted the job right away. I was thinking I need to go back to New York because I think I'm pregnant.
Wow.
So I said to my husband, I think I'm pregnant. I'm going to take the pregnancy test, but let's do it together back in New York.
Aww.
I'm going to be there in
we just have a couple more shots.
Yeah. I was like smoking, I was drinking. I'm like, just in case I'm doing this, I don't know yet, but I'm just.
Oh my God.
I seriously did that. You're
That's
absolutely
funny.
right. Went back to New York on our 6th floor walk up, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Took the pregnancy test. I'm pregnant. I'm like, oh my God, I got to go to the doctor. So I go to my doctor. The day I walked out of the doctor's office, the phone rang and they said, not only, I got the call back. They love you. They want you to come back to LA
for Last Comic Standing.
Film the pilot. So I filmed the pilot of Last Comic Standing, which sold the show, which is why I couldn't do the first episode because it took about a year. My boys were 2.
Oh.
So I didn't do the first episode, but they asked me to do the second episode. The first episode, they did the same exact things that they did in the pilot, so they couldn't ask me to be in it. But I was in it the second time.
Were you worried that you had missed out because you were pregnant and you...
A little, but I was, yeah. Well, I didn't, yeah. And again, I was like, oh, but it was so surreal. Like,
wow.
I tried to hold off having kids for my career. The day I find out I'm pregnant with twins, I get my first pilot.
Wow.
I was fake drinking because they were just like, he's like, this is early on, so anything can happen. With twins, it's difficult. One, you might lose one,
Aww.
2, or both. I remember fake drinking and doing all that stuff and not telling anybody because it was only 2 weeks, but I got home and I got tested again and they were still there. Everybody was fine. And
wow.
Now they're 22.
I can't believe it.
And then I had another kid after that.
Oh, did you get so big with twins?
I didn't. I was bigger with Tommy, my younger
Stop
one.
It.
Yeah.
So when they were born, how much did they weigh?
5'10" and 5.
Wow.
5'10" and 5'7".
You had that's amazing because
I had
that's not little.
I had an 11-pound baby in my bed.
You would think like twins. Okay, they're each gonna be like 4-something pounds, but they were
pretty good size.
Yeah. Wow. And then how much was the other one?
He was 7 pounds, maybe 7. Yeah. 7 something.
Okay. Wow. I love that you took them on gigs. That's really cool. I can't imagine doing that with little Frankie. I just don't. I'm like, who would I get to watch him?
Yeah, you'll see that what I did. There's a chapter in my book too that we were moving. So we were living on a 6th floor walk up when I was pregnant with the twins. So we had to move 6th floor walk up. I mean, I would bring my groceries, put them down, and bring them up one by one. You couldn't do that with twins. So we moved to Harlem. We were able to buy our new house in Harlem, which helped us buy our cul-de-sac. and it had an elevator.
Oh, nice.
So I brought up the twins in Harlem. So it talks about that, how scary I was driving home from a gig with the twins in the car. And because I had like a road gig. If I had a road gig up in Boston, I would take the twins and my mom would watch them.
Okay.
For the weekend, I would do my work, and and my mom got to see the kids. And I got to see my mom with my kids, and that was great. So I did like to work a lot up in Boston. I would bring the twins, but I would drive home at night while they were sleeping because it was easier.
Wow.
And
they would stay asleep?
They would stay asleep. Yeah, drove them home, and then I had to go to my place in Harlem at night, late at night, and I always had these dreams like, oh my God, I'm going to be in the newspaper. You know, what was that mother doing up with those kids late at night?
And you're carrying 2 car seats?
2 car seats. Did everything twice. I had to have the doorman watch the boys while I parked the car.
Wow.
And then I would run back and the doorman, and then I'd take the elevator up back and put them to bed, and then I'd go to bed.
Wow.
That talks about that in the book. And it also talks about how, so we, with Tommy, so after bringing them up, 3rd child, pregnant again, moved again while pregnant, at a cul-de-sac. So before we were able to sign on the house, I moved to Boston with my mom for the summer. I was going to stay with her. She lives on the beach. So the boys were going to have a great summer, and I was booked. I had like my whole summer booked up in Boston.
Wow.
I come home in between.
What was Tom doing?
Tom was working all around too, and working out of Boston too. We tried to do that. It was still to this day, we try to work in Boston over the summer so we could see family and friends. So we had to go back to New York to sign the papers for our house. And I also had a doctor's appointment. Well, in that doctor's appointment, my doctor broke my mucus plug on purpose.
What? How far along were you?
Right. It was July, and he wasn't born. His due date was August 1st.
Wait, so he did it the doctor did that early?
Early.
What?
He was going on vacation. She had her own agenda.
What?
Yeah. That's written in my book.
That's like medical malpractice.
That is medical malpractice. She's like, well, I hope there's a lot of hospitals in Cape Cod, because I told her I'm going back to Cape Cod. She goes, "Are you?
How many
you
weeks,
are?" I
how
go,
many
"Yeah."
weeks pregnant were you? You were.
I was.
So it was a month before.
It was like, yeah, it was like three or 4 weeks before, 3.5 weeks before, and I still had a couple. I wanted to do those gigs. I wanted to get my stuff and my family, and then move back to my home in the cul-de-sacs in upstate New York. Not way upstate. You know, I live right across over the bridge.
I cannot believe this.
So, right. So the next day feel horrible. Like
because
I'm going
each week, literally those last few weeks, so much is happening, and they are just putting on the weight they need to put on.
Right, exactly. And I wasn't ready to go. And she did that to me. And she made me feel horrible. The next day I was cramping. I thought I was having
So she didn't even tell you she was doing it?
No, I didn't know that until I was like talking to a friend, and my friend goes, "She broke your mucus plug." Because I was so now I'm scared.
So she's doing that.
She scared me.
She did that basically like with the intent of what, sending you into labor like that next day?
Yeah. I don't know why she did it, because I told her I was going back, and she's like, "I hope there's a good hospital." And she scared me because I didn't want to have my baby in Boston when I was with her for 9 months.
My doctor wasn't even at my birth. It was like a bunch of random people.
Wow. So, and I wanted to give birth the same place I gave birth with the twins. And so she scared me. So I stayed in New York, and I had to call to the bookers and cancel my gigs. And I was, we try to be like guys. We try to be. So here I am.
Have a good work ethic. Yeah.
Right.
Be reliable.
And I remember canceling. And while I was canceling, I was crying. I was trying to pull it together, and I was crying. And, we try to be professionals and all that stuff. And I just remember, like, I don't want you to think that I'm a mom, and I don't want you to think not to book me because I can't do it because I'm a mom. Here I am calling him and canceling because I can't do it because I'm a mom. I did not want to do that at all. And
it was
horrible. It was horrible. And so then my twins were up. My mom was watching the twins, and my twins had to pack them all up and bring them back to my house that I just bought. Living out of boxes, 9 months pregnant. And sure enough, Tommy didn't go until August 1st. I could have done those gigs. Everything could have gone as planned. And I have a chapter called we plan and God laughs.
Wow.
And we cry.
She breaks your plug and then he still doesn't come out.
He still didn't come out. He came out on his due date. I could have done everything. And as women, that's what we want to do. Everything. And that's what we want. We want to prove to people that we can do everything. And I can do everything. But yet I was calling this booker who probably will never book me again because, Kerri, has kids.
Can't hack it. Oh.
I also, my good friend, Bernadette Polly. Do you know her? She's very funny.
Sounds
she lives out in
familiar.
LA. She's married to a good friend of mine, who's also a comedian, Al Duchamp. But anyway, she said to me one day that she was in this booker's office and he was looking for a comedian, and he's like, yeah, call Kerri. And they're like, oh no, Kerri has 3 kids. She probably can't do it. Call this one guy. And the same thing.
Meanwhile,
he just had
how
a baby.
many men have kids?
Right.
And
That's exactly what they said. He's like, yeah, call him. He just had a baby. He has like mouths to feed. He needs the money. What the?
Oh, and women who have kids don't have mouths to feed either?
She told me that was said behind closed doors. And again, that just makes you cry. It makes you frustrated and angry.
It's hard, but also like you are that baby's like primary caregiver. Like when they're little, like nobody can be there like mom. So it's like on one hand, it's like you are kind of you're kind of the main nurturer. But
yeah,
I give you so much credit for just working so hard and being so pregnant. Like I remember I did my last headlining gig. I was, I think 37 weeks pregnant, and then he was born at 38 weeks.
That's great.
And I remember the same thing, like my doctor wanted to induce me and I was like, hell no. Right. I remember she wanted to induce me at 39 weeks. And then he was actually born like 10 days early. Yeah, he was due April 19th and he was born on the 10th. So like, cause my water just broke. I didn't even realize it. Like
were you doing stand up when it broke?
No, I was actually like watching a breastfeeding class online and then and I was doing podcasts and stuff, like, cause I was doing less. I was like trailing off the work, like, cause I was like, okay, I'm going to do less.
Yeah.
And then I remember like I'd get up from sitting after doing a podcast or something. I'd be like, I'm leaking. I guess this is normal. This is part of pregnancy. And then I'd bend over to pick something up. I'm leaking again. And then I call the doctor. I'm like, I'm just leaking. Is that normal? And then she said, I'm sure it's nothing. Come in. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I go in. They're like, your water's been broken. Like, and you're having contractions. And I was like, what?
You're so strong.
I was like, I'm so German right now. I'm like, I don't feel these contractions. And I was so upset because I didn't have my outfit, like I didn't have my luggage. I didn't do my big entrance,
right, like, see, you planned.
I had my song that I was gonna play as I entered everything.
That's what happened.
I was so annoyed. I'm like, what now? It's like I have another online class to do. But
did you love doing stand-up pregnant?
I did. It was funny. Like it was wild, like how out of breath you get over nothing.
Yes.
Like you're just winded. Like I would be winded 15 minutes into a headlining set and I'd be like, how am I going to keep doing this? And I would sort of lean up against a chair and
I remember.
You feel like just such a fat fuck. And you're just like, wow, okay. That was something that I was the least prepared for. That is just how out of breath you are being
and then
pregnant.
Driving home at night so tired. Were you tired?
I was tired. I had a really wonderful first trimester. I was never sick. I never threw up.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
And second was easy too. And then I had a weird stomach bug where I was throwing up for 8 hours during it was a random second trimester thing. I must have just gotten a virus or something. Throwing up, didn't eat all day, and everyone was really concerned. But then I got over it. And then third trimester was rough just because of how huge you are. You can't sneak through doors. You're knocking stuff over. You have to sleep on your left side because of whatever vein or whatever is going on in your body when you're pregnant. You have to just sleep on the left side, and you have to get one of those hot dog pillows.
Yes,
hot dog bun. And you just feel fat. And then I didn't want to get pregnancy clothes for a long time. And then nothing fits you. You just look big and everything. But it's worse after you give birth and you're like, oh, now I'm big still and I'm not even pregnant anymore. That's the worst feeling. And I just thought, everyone kept saying, you're still nursing? You're still breastfeeding? Oh, the weight's going to come right off. And like, here we are a year later. No, it hasn't. Also, how many people do I have to breastfeed? Because it's not coming right off. Like, do I have to
put on Facebook? If you want to be breastfed, I need to lose the weight.
Who wants a shot? Who wants?
I think that's a myth. I don't think I think it's just like it's with the person. You know, some people do, some people don't. And so it is a total myth that you're going to lose weight right after you breastfeed. I think it's very difficult too for a mom to lose weight right after because you're busy. You're not sleeping.
The
when
baby
you don't sleep,
wants you to be fat so you don't leave them. I think. I believe they're like they don't want you to get in too good a shape because like you have to be around and.
Yeah, and you're too busy, feeding them and planning for them that you don't plan for yourself. You don't take care of yourself. And
all the time.
You're not getting enough sleep. And when you don't get enough sleep, you crave, what do you crave?
Garbage.
You crave carbs when you don't get enough sleep.
All the time.
Another reason to put that kid in a crib.
Okay. All right. I'm hearing you. That was the second thing I was not prepared about for having a kid is like all of the time that you spend on yourself like is gone. You know, all the time you spent working out, even like the hour you take for granted that you can dry and give yourself a nice blowout. Like you can go get your nails done and go to the gym and like you can do all those things. And it's like you have to maybe pick one of those things to do in a week if you're lucky.
For the rest of your life. Well, then, like, for 22 years.
Maybe I'll shower. Like it's a big deal if you can shower.
Right. For 22 years. And then even then, because you know what I'm doing now? My boys are 22. I'm their Uber driver now. Like, Mom, can you drop us off at the party? Can you pick us up too? They don't drive? No, because they want to drink. They're drinkers.
Oh. Well, that's responsible.
I know. I'm glad. That's why I do it. I'm glad they're responsible. But like, are you kidding me?
Do you tell them that just like Uber, you too have a cleaning fee if they throw up?
I know. I should.
That's really sweet, though.
What I loved about doing stand-up pregnant, and I'm wondering if you thought this the same way and if you felt the same way. As soon as I got up on stage, people loved me.
You feel funny already.
Because
you're hilarious just looking
at you. Before you open your mouth, they love you.
Because you know why because it's like a fucking huge, it's like a big fat comic. It's the same thing.
I felt like a guy or a guy.
Yes, you're funny like a guy because you just look funny or like a
look funny.
The big fat dude or a big fat chick.
Yeah,
I was like, I feel like Fortune Finester up here. I'm just fat and ugly, and like people are laughing right away before I say anything.
Right, and then but before you were pregnant, they walk up, they're judging. They're like, "Who's this?"
Oh yeah, I don't know if
that's
you
why
had
I loved
this
being pregnant.
Your first few years in comedy, I had what the hell was her name? Gladys. Something or other. She's like a well-known comedy, I don't know, coach teacher. Or whatever teacher.
Gladys.
I'll never forget. Like
I think she just has one name.
I was a couple years in. She had the Hamburger Harry's room, maybe.
Yeah. And she does it at the Strip too. I don't know if she still does.
I remember a couple years in, I went and saw her, and she like critiqued a set of mine. She told me I needed to wear. She described the outfit I need to be wearing, and it was basically like 90s Ellen. She's like, you need to be wearing a jacket, maybe with shoulders and like slacks, and like, because I would wear, I had a little bit of like a learning curve with what I was wearing on stage, because I would wear like, I still like to wear dresses and skirts sometimes, but I would dress like a little too cute on stage, and it was getting to the point where like not that I'm like I looked so good I was distracting people, but like it was a little bit of a thing. Like you want to look cute but not so good.
But look at Nikki Glaser.
That's true. She totally, you know what? It's because she doesn't have big boobs. I think you can get away with dressing a little bit sexier when you're not like super voluptuous, because she doesn't have like a big ass either.
Well, I think I want to look good, and I've always wanted to look good when I do stand up, because I didn't want to dress down, because I think that you can look good and still be funny. But whether you're a guy or a girl or whatever, you don't want to be too distracting. Like guys shouldn't wear shorts and like socks up to their knees.
No, we don't want to see your legs ever.
And you don't want to show too much cleavage,
right? Because it is distracting.
And I think Nikki Glaser, she's gorgeous. She's a great body. But she is just like, the whole time I'm looking at her leg. I'm not even a guy.
Me too. I'm like, I missed 5 jokes. I'm just looking at her outfit.
No kidding. I'm like, I love that. Just don't bend over. I'm like, don't bend over.
I'm
lady.
like, look at her
And I'm probably
legs.
all the guys are like, bend over. She is funny. She's great. But I would probably wear a different outfit if I was that.
Yeah, because you do focus on like. Right. Even when I watch her set, I'm like, oh God, where's that from? Like, where's that dress from?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm missing, and her legs look amazing.
Yeah.
And is she comfortable in those heels?
Yeah. Could she walk?
But and again, missed 5 jokes. But that's Gladys. You don't want to go the other way either. You want to be comfortable, and you want to bring who you are. You're a beautiful girl.
I'm not going to dress like. Thank you. I was like, I'm not going to dress like a lesbian.
Right. Neither am I.
Who had to move out of the country,
Yeah, because we're changing the world. Like,
are we?
Yeah. It's like, because lesbians were funny and they had their day for years in the 90s.
Lesbians had their turn.
It's our turn now.
That was the first moment where I was like, okay, no, I don't have to take everybody's advice. Like, even though she was someone whose advice you should take, I just was like, no, this really doesn't feel right in my gut. And I just was like,
Good
okay. And then, I don't know. But then again, am I famous? No. So maybe I should have worn the pantsuit.
But same. So if you look back at all the advice I've gotten too, it like if I followed it, that was stupid. Like, don't talk about your period. Meanwhile, fast forward.
If you have a great period joke, then people are going to laugh. So then...
Yeah, and then the number one podcast back in the day was these 2 girls talking about their period. It was called Period, something like that. I don't know.
What?
Yeah, it was the number one when podcasts just came on the scene.
Really?
On Apple, it was like one of the number one. It was these 2 girls. It was like 10 years ago.
Was it Guys We Fucked?
10 or 20 years ago. No, but it was something like that.
Okay.
It was these 2 girls talking about their period. And I think it was called My Period or something. I don't know. But I'm like, oh, okay.
Really? Okay.
That's great. And now I can't talk about my period.
Interesting. Yeah, Corinne and Christina, they started Guys We Fucked. Like, that was like one of the first big podcasts to blow up. I think they probably each made $1 million. Like, they could have, they bought apartments or whatever. But they did great.
This was before, like, you could really make money on podcasts, but it was one of the number one podcasts on Apple. It was like, it was like 10, 15 years ago.
Wow.
But like, just when podcasts were coming out, not that they were like really making money off of the podcast, but I know, and good for them. The Guys We Fucked. That's great. Awesome.
Why do you think there is so much? I mean, I have my answers, but why do you think there's so much stigma towards female comics? Like, just kind of immediate, automatic, like, kind of hate and disdain.
I don't know.
I think it's because they hear one female comic, or most people have heard Amy Schumer, and they go, "Oh, I don't like her, so I don't like any female comic." Or they hear one female comic who drones on and on about their period with no punchline, and they go, "Oh, well, all." But then on the other hand,
why is it then all women comedians? Because there's not enough of us. That's one of the main reasons.
Right.
It's not enough of us. There's not enough of us to go around. Especially too on TV. Because they won't book more than one comic on the show. So the bookers are at fault too. So if you see a comedy show on TV, it's 5 comedians, only one's a girl. So if that one girl doesn't show up, all women aren't funny. But if the 2 guys weren't funny, that doesn't mean all guys aren't funny on that show.
I think it's also, you're encouraged to like talk about what you know, and women are very perceptive of relationships, of people. Like, we understand people. That's like, I feel like our strengths are also our weaknesses, like, because we are so perceptive, like, of personalities. And it's like, we're built to be mothers. Of course we're going to be like nurturing and like being able to observe people and relationships. But on the flip side, it's like, well, then maybe you talk about it too much, but that is what you know and where your strengths are. Whereas with like men, sometimes like they're more interested in things and women are more interested in people. But I think just in general, like, more men are consuming comedy. So that I think the average guy is going to be like maybe turned off by a female comic because it's what they're saying isn't resonating. And I think there are so many funny women. They're just not doing comedy. Like, there's a lot of funny women like hairdressers or makeup artists. Like they're just doing other jobs because, like we said before, like the life of a comic is like really most women are not going to sign up for that because it's grueling and it takes a lot of time.
And so forever, there's not going to be enough of us. And so forever, we're not going to prove to the rest of the world that we all are funny in our own little way.
Yeah,
it's just that's just the way it is.
For every Nikki Glazer, there's like 100 horrible, obese, like Brooklyn comics talking about, their armpit hair.
Guys, but like this is always the case. It's like women, you're going to talk about your lady parts and your period, but guys talk about their dicks, and that's fine.
That is fine. Yeah.
Why is it? Because like guys can do that, but women, it's not. And it's still a little stigma like that. It's still like that. We haven't really moved the dial too much. We have in some ways, but in some ways it's still.
You can get away with it.
Bookers don't. Sorry, but in the bookers will not book a woman headliner 9 out of 10 times.
That's true. I remember I was working this room. I won't say where, but it's in Jersey, and he would feature me all the time. And then I started headlining, and he like just stopped answering my calls, like answering my emails and stuff. And I'm like, huh.
Because also too, if they're looking in the paper or looking to see who the comic is, the general public will see a woman and not go.
Really?
I mean, I don't know.
Right, unless they know you, unless they're already a fan.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I don't know her. Who else? Who's the headline? It's some guy. Oh, he looks funny.
He's fat. Let's go see him.
Right.
The moral of the story is just be pregnant. And then you'll be funny looking.
Be pregnant. Yeah. Be pregnant forever.
I remember a show I did. I was doing the Grifties, which is it was in Jersey at Tiff's in Morris Plains. Like I remember getting on stage because I had like a good dress too. Like when you're that pregnant, nothing really looks good on you. It's just it was like this green velour dress, and I just looked and felt ridiculous, and I just was up there like.
I mean, green velour that would look ridiculous on anybody.
I don't know why. For some reason, that was the best I could do because I ordered like a bunch of dresses from this like pregnancy site.
Oh my! But green probably looked great with your hair.
Still in my closet. I should go get it and put it on. It probably still fits.
Hilarious.
I probably look the same in it. But I just remember I took this picture where I'm like slouching and I'm like, and then like a friend of mine, like literally I was caught eating pickles in this dress, like looking fat. But yeah, you do feel funny because you're just like dealing with, and you feel the crowd, like you do feel the love, like you feel like they're more forgiving of you and they're like on your side.
Yeah. I know. It's before you open your mouth.
I'm like, this must be what it feels like to be in a wheelchair. Like, this must be what it feels like to be disabled or obese. Maybe I have something to look forward to if I ever become obese or disabled. Wow. And then, like, it's because the things we're talking about are very real. But on the other hand, I feel hesitant to complain. Like, it's harder being a female comic. But,
I know.
But like the system is not really built for women to excel in.
So why are we complaining?
Yeah, and also no one's forcing us to do this. Like no one's forcing you to do comedy or be a public figure, or they're just observations you make after being in it, doing a thing for 10 plus years.
It is frustrating, but you know what? I wouldn't want it any other way. Because also I feel it's special, it's different, and I don't want to be like anybody else.
And it is good for being a mom, like especially
oh my God,
now,
absolutely.
Like I can, like the baby falls asleep around like 8ish, and then like Frank takes over, and then like I can go do a podcast or like go do a show. Yeah.
So I would put the kids to bed. Like I would have to get babysitters all the time when I worked. But by the time I was able to go to work, they had already been ready for the babysitter comes in. I'm like, you just read them a story, put them to bed. I'll be home.
Wow.
And they hardly missed me, or they were already in bed. Depends
So
on
they
how
just have
late
to
my
watch
set was.
them. They just have to like watch them sleep, basically.
Yeah. And anything like overnight, like big overnight stuff, I would call in the big guns, my parents or Tom's parents. You know, because we traveled together. We went to Hong Kong and we did a lot of stuff together. That's when we flew the big guns in.
Whoa. Right, because you're not going to bring your kids to Hong Kong.
No, and I'm not going to pay a babysitter 24/7. So, yeah. So luckily we had that support, but they weren't close by. We didn't have the support. Like I had to pay a lot of money. So I remember selling my books. I wanted to, if I should sell the books after the club, after the shows, or stay later and hobnob or whatever, show your face. I just remember doing the math. You know, should I stay and sell my books? How many books am I going to sell? Am I going to be able to pay the babysitter? Or when the phone call came, hey, Kerri, can you do this for like next to nothing money? I'm like, where is it? You know, what time will I get home? Am I going to get home? Am I going to be able to wake up with the kids at 6 and do all my things?
Wow.
Is it worth that money? And if it's not worth it, I say no.
Right, because it comes to a point where if you have kids, you can't just like, you have to be further along in your career where you're not just doing something for like experience or to network.
Yes.
Because you're like, oh, well, if it's not worth the money, then like it's not worth leaving.
Right. And if it wasn't worth the money, who's going to be there? Who am I working with? Is it going to, you know, move the needle or put my career on a different level or a different path?
So you'd be in Harlem or you'd go out to do like a spot in the city and you'd have a babysitter come over?
Yeah, she lived in the building. She was great.
Wow.
Love those two. I'm still friends with them. They love my kids.
And you weren't like, were you afraid to leave them? Because that's how I feel. Like
they were nurses.
Oh, wow.
So it worked out perfect.
That is perfect.
It was her daughter and her mother, and her mother was perfect because her mother was old and needed something to do. And I'd come home and my stove would be clean.
Oh my God, your stove?
Yeah, she's like,
wow.
I didn't have anything to do, so yeah. And then one time I think she cleaned my grout with a toothbrush one time.
Stop it!
I'm like, I'm not paying you for extra cleaning, but thank you. But they were
they Hispanic? The Hispanics love to clean.
Asian. Where did they come from?
Asians love to clean too.
Yeah. I forget where they come from, but anyway,
wow,
they were like my extended family
cool.
for a long time. Yeah,
and
I did get a lot of different babysitters. It was difficult. You'll get used to it though.
What was the adjustment period like for the kids? Like with the babysitters, like would they just get used to seeing new people?
Yeah. Like if you're not afraid, they're not going to be afraid. Okay. So you have to not be afraid.
Okay.
Because they trust and love you no matter what.
Wow.
It's unconditional.
I wish I could.
No matter what you do, they're going to trust and love you.
I wish I could read his mind. Like sometimes I'm like, what are you thinking?
You're second guessing yourself. You got to look inside your instincts even more and just do it and be confident in it. If they sense fear, they're like doggies.
Right.
They're going to be fear.
They're going to bite you.
They're going to be fearful. If you ever look at your son now and he's like extra whiny, look back at the times where he's extra whiny. Like, why is he so whiny? Were you stressed out about something?
I'm always stressed out. I'm never not stressed out. I never feel like I'm working enough or doing enough or like exercising or fitting into clothes. Like I'm never not hard on myself. Like, oh, I should be this weight by now. I should be doing I don't know. This isn't about me. This is your interview, Kerri. Let's go to the chat.
Oh, I just hit a little. This has been a little roller coaster ride. We're both like emotionally crying. Are we getting like lots of like bad? What are people saying when we start crying? Matt? What are these two bitches doing?
They're mostly just talking to each other right now.
They're just talking amongst themselves.
Are we opening up some great dialogue? Or are they bored talking to each other?
No, this is
a lot of listening.
There's no way people are bored. This is a great conversation. While we figure out what the chat is saying, I'm going to open up these chips. We have I think this might be a chip sponsor. It's really exciting. And this box.
That is so exciting. I'm so proud of you. You have sponsors.
This box has been sitting here for weeks, and I'm like, who would I rather have chips with?
Oh, that's
okay.
awesome.
These are masa chips. Wow. They put a several bags.
Ooh, that's
in
a
here.
big bag. That's not just
I
like
know.
a
These
small
aren't,
little bag.
These aren't nothing. These are
Those are
masa
big bag
chips. They're
matzo chips.
non-GMO, gluten-free, vegetable oil-free, and naturally nixtamalized. I don't know what that means.
What does that mean?
But let me read you the ingredients. Behold how healthy these are.
Okay.
Organic blue corn, 100% grass-fed beef tallow, and sea salt, and that's it.
That's it?
That's it.
That's in the ingredients. That's it?
3 ingredients. That's it.
That's
no
pretty
gluten,
good.
dairy, nuts, or seed oils, which is like in everything now.
That's good.
No sugar.
See? No sugar. How do they taste?
Well, we're about to find out. And normally tortilla chips don't really like get me hot and bothered.
I gotta read the
Oh my God, they're so good. Matt, you gotta have one of these.
I'll try one. Yeah.
total sugars, 0. 0 added
hear the
sugar.
crunch?
2 grams of protein.
Oh my God, they're so good.
Oh my God, these are good.
Wow.
9 chips. 9 chips are 150 calories.
That seems...
You only can have 9 chips.
You know, I wasn't thinking about how many chips I was going to have, but now that you've just said 9...
You gotta count them out.
Are you really a counter-outer of chips? Are you a serving
When I'm
queen?
really dieting, I am.
When
count
are
my
you
chips.
really dieting? You look like someone who's been
I count
skinny
my
their
chips
whole life.
and my nuts.
You count out
This
chips
is all
and
work.
nuts?
It's
All right, I'm
work.
going to count out
Hard
8
work.
more chips. I wasn't even going to have 9 chips. You know what? Let me be a baddie and just have 4 chips. Matt, you got to try one of these.
They're really good. They're very
His
good.
arms are so long. He was just able to reach over a computer.
What did
Now,
Matt say to me?
crunch them into
we were
the
talking
microphone.
about how we were doing the social media, and Matt said, we were talking about how bad we are because I'm old, and he goes, "Well, you're not as bad as my parents." And I'm like, "How old are you?" He was 22. I go, "That's the same age as my kids. I'm your parent. I'm
Wow.
just as bad."
The questions are... I don't think you could ever compare to the questions I get sometimes, though.
What's the worst question your parents have ever asked you? How old are your parents?
Like 60, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. It's weird that I don't really know that, but I don't know. But the question of what's my password to this thing I've never even heard of before is always a good one.
How would you know? Yeah.
I don't know. And then it's my parents have had a smartphone for over a decade. They still don't know how to use almost anything on it.
Wow.
The only thing that got me on is email. They know everything about email that there possibly is, and that's when I go to them for questions.
Wow.
Because they've...
So if you're 60, are you a boomer or are you Gen X? No, boomer maybe.
No, isn't there one? No, that's not boomer, I don't think. I could Google it, though.
60 could be. They're right on the cusp. They're right
Okay.
on the cusp.
They could be young
Yeah.
boomers.
See, when your child is 22, he's not even going to know how old you are.
Good. I never want him to know.
Or yeah, so he's but he's going to love you.
You're so gorgeous.
And
You
trust
don't
you.
even look old enough to have a 22-year-old kid.
Thank you.
Whatever you're doing, Jesus, goals.
Thank you. Working hard and eating those chips.
9.
9. Only 9 chips.
I've never, well, clearly by looking at me, I've never measured out a serving of anything. Is that
That's the key.
The key.
Yeah, that's the key because people don't realize, when they're pouring their bowl of cereal or their granola
Cereal,
is the worst.
Cereal's off. I just don't
Or
eat certain
even
things.
yogurt, or even you can overeat cottage cheese too. You don't even realize what the serving size is. So once you start measuring and you see the serving size, then you can get used to seeing. But then over time, your eyes grow, so you got to go back to really measure.
Wow.
So every time I'm really
Or-
dieting, I'll go back to measuring, and I'm like, oh, I've been eating a lot.
I guess
this is
so.
why
Or I
I've been
just
eating.
eat
I've been
things-
overeating.
I just eat things you can't overeat, like a yogurt or eggs or
Yes. That's all good. That's all good stuff. The yogurt is already in the portion.
Yeah.
If you buy
I've
that,
dabbled
type of
with carnivore and keto, or you just don't have any carbs at all. You have no.
I try not
bread.
to have carbs. Yeah, try not. To.
Although I did just bake bread.
That bread
before
looked
you.
amazing.
I made everybody look at the bread. I was like, Matt, get off the computer. Come look at my bread.
And now I guess
Yeah, I thought that was code word, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Come look at my bread.
What's going on with this intern?
Everyone has to look at my bread.
These chips are very good for
right?
the 3 ingredients thing. Yeah.
3 ingredients. Massa chips. Holy big shout out to
They gave you a lot. They gave you a lot.
Are they the same flavor?
Whatever. No, they're all the same flavor.
Oh, okay.
Dude, if you're a tortilla chip, these would be so great if you have, I don't know, guac, if you have like a Mexican night, or if you're just someone who
guilt-free
likes to have 9 chips.
And anybody who's allergic to anything.
You know what? It's 150.
Like if anyone's allergic to seed oil.
Seed oil. But you know what? Go nuts. Have 18 chips. That's only 300 calories. That's still a decent, I don't know, snack. Wow.
Yeah.
So healthy.
You can have 2 servings.
Naturally prepared.
18 chips.
It says naturally prepared tortillas, the way the Aztecs used to do it. And I'm sure the Aztecs all had fabulous bodies. Cooked in grass-fed
they were eating tortilla
beef tallow. Well, I'm sure they were. What else were they eating?
I don't know.
A key component in traditional Belgian fries. Finished with a touch of pure sea salt. Wow. Not suitable for vegetarians. Fuck them. Why? Nobody should be making anything for vegetarians. They're on their own.
Ooh, how do you really feel about them?
Uh-oh. I hope you're not a vegetarian. Okay.
I just ate a chip. Chips, and I'm drinking. Although vegetarians eat chips and drink.
Wow, there's beef tallow. It's beef.
Oh, there's beef in there?
Yeah, that's why.
But how come there's only 2 grams of protein?
That's why it says not suitable for vegetarians, because it's made with an animal byproduct, which is beef. I don't know where beef tallow comes from. I imagine someone's just scraping the underside of a cow. I imagine that's where beef tallow comes from.
I guess if you like a real vegetarian,
a vegan, yeah,
you can't even have any byproducts,
right?
It comes from fatty tissue, so. You know, like say you have like a steak or something, like the white bits
Yum,
of like fat.
That's the marbling. That's the best part. That's the fat. Oh, these chips are so freaking good. Massa chips. MASA chips.com. Massa _chips. We should take a picture with the chips. And the bag is aesthetically pleasing.
I like the shape of the bag. You know why? You can open it and it becomes like a bowl.
Yes.
Look you can stand it.
It becomes a bowl. I thought you were going to say like a purse.
It's like a little bowl.
It's like a clutch.
Yeah.
It has like a crime scene or like criminal like color scheme to it.
Or a referee.
Think this is a crime scene?
Looks more like
it doesn't even look like food. It's so chic.
A little bit.
Wow. This is a perfect thing. Bring to the beach. Eat the whole bag.
Yeah. Don't eat the whole bag.
There's only 5 servings in here.
You can only eat 9.
Quick, what's 5
Bring
times?
9 in a Ziploc bag to the beach.
What's 5 times 150?
Oh, yeah. To see what the whole bag is.
The whole bag is
your daily serving for the day.
750.
Okay. So that's almost close to half the serving of the day.
If you're just going to eat this all day and an avocado,
then that's it.
That's it.
That's all you can eat.
You know what it is? Most people have no clue how many calories they should be eating.
Right.
Like how little they should actually be eating.
Right.
And how little you actually have to eat to lose weight.
Absolutely.
You have to just starve yourself low key over time until your stomach shrinks and you forget that you're starving yourself.
Right. Or go on a Ozempic.
Yeah, but then you're going to get forever diarrhea. Don't do that.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It's one
and
of
then you have Ozempic like hair and face. And,
you get, Ozempic face.
In weak and you fall and you'll break a rib.
You'll get osteoporosis.
Right. Just lift and eat 9 chips a day.
Lifting weights is the key.
Is the key. Always. Especially women of my age. Women of a certain age, which I am.
Because the lifting weights helps, right? Because you don't want to you got to stay strong. I mean, you're like in great shape.
I started late in life having kids, and this is, if your listeners, I don't know, your demographic is not women, it's old. It's 40.
They're not old. I think
not old. It's 40-year-old young men.
I think it's 25 to 55 men.
So the 25-year-olds, if you want to have kids and you want to have,
Some of them might.
Get your woman pregnant sooner rather than later, because you're exhausted I was later and I didn't think it through. You know, my son, my youngest, was going through the change when he was 16. The same time I was going through the change.
Oh, every time someone says the change, I think menopause.
I'm going through menopause and he was going through puberty at the same time. We're both hot and bothered and irritable. We hated each other. It was a 3-ring circus. He's popping pimples, I'm popping pills. and we're both growing facial hair. Someday you will be bonding over your son.
Oh my
shaving.
God.
You'll both be shaving.
How fun.
Because, well, I don't know. I don't want to guess your age. I don't know if you were old. You were older, like if you do the math. I don't know if you were the same age as I was when I had my kids.
I'm probably older than when you had your kids.
Maybe. So you might be going through the same thing.
I don't feel menopausal.
My son, I just had a birthday too, and my son was doing the math. He's like, wow, you're old. He didn't realize how old I was. So, yeah, he was like you, Matt. He was like, oh my God, Mom. And he's like, are you going to go to my wedding? Yeah, I know. And I'm like,
but that's so sad.
I know. And you know, Tom's 6 years older than me. So I'm like, I'm going to be at your wedding. Tom won't, but I will with your new daddy.
Oh my God. My mom had me at 36, which was old for that time.
Old. During that time, that time period.
But that's like nothing now.
Yeah.
Kourtney Kardashian just popped one out at 43.
That's good. That's old.
And then there's Janet Jackson had one at 50.
But they have all the money.
That's true.
They can do, the kids are already set.
They have all the help. Yeah.
All the help. And
I guess I don't think of being a mom as exhausting because I feel like I was already exhausted before with you're as exhausted as if you're doing workouts, but you're not getting in shape.
What was exhausting for me was the second child, the second pregnancy, third child. And it was 5 years in between.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want it to be 5 years in between, but Tom was always on the road. And I wanted the twins to be out of diapers at least before I got pregnant again. And it just took a while to get pregnant. So it was 5 years in between. And that was difficult. And so I was that much older and then dealing with the twins. That was hard. That was where I felt like I was tired.
But worth it.
It was worth it. Yeah. Yeah, I having twins and being a mom for the first time was great.
That's a lot.
I loved it, even though I was. I loved everything of it, and I loved being a mom with the young one. It was just harder with twins. And then
how
the other
old
kid.
were the twins when the last one was born?
4. I remember breastfeeding, yelling at them, get along. And I'm like, the poor kid, the mother's there. I'm like, get along. What did I tell you? Get in time out. So poor Tommy was like.
I can't imagine the people that they have young toddlers that are still breastfeeding and then also infants. I know moms that have kids Frankie's age, but then they just had another one. I'm just like, wow, do they take turns on their boob? I don't know, but I guess the advice is now wait 18 months, but in between kids, because I guess apparently you're at risk for low birth weight if you have kids too quick one after another.
Really? They did it back in the old days.
Supposedly. Right. But also people do it all the time. Because aren't you super fertile right after you give birth? And then people get pregnant again.
People get pregnant right away.
Especially if you're not nursing, then you get your period again and you can get pregnant again.
Yeah, you can get pregnant again while you're nursing too.
Wow.
There's no rhyme or reason. That's why there's a lot of oops out there.
You know who doesn't get pregnant right away? People whose kids sleep in their bed.
Do you want another kid?
Oh, I mean, yeah, if it's meant to be, yeah.
Well, you got to get the kid out of the bed first.
Yeah.
Then it will be meant to be.
Aw.
You will.
Frankie's the best, though. He's the best. He's so cute. Oh, all I want to do is show people pictures of him. Some super chats. Let's see. Matthew Hammond, thanks for the 2. Supposedly you eat less because of beef tallow. Why? Because it fills you up.
Oh, wow. Probably the protein.
That makes sense.
But it doesn't have a lot of protein on that, it says.
Matthew Hammond for 2. Vegetable oil causes you to eat more chips.
Ooh, good one.
Does it?
I didn't know that. That's why they want you to put vegetable oil in there. So you buy more chips.
Oh, wow. No, these don't make me feel... I love these. They're delicious, but I don't feel like I need to have the whole bag the way you do with Doritos.
God only knows what's in Doritos, though.
I know.
Also, we only ate like 2 chips.
I know. You said I could have 9. I was like, I'm just gonna have 4.
What's the serving size for Doritos? 2?
Just like the whole bag. Just eat it. We know you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Frank really likes the spicy nacho ones, but I know they're like
So do my kids.
they're basically radioactive. Like I can't imagine what's there's definitely probably red 40 in there.
Oh yeah.
Is that the purple bag, the spicy ones?
The purple bag. Yeah.
I only know the
We
I don't
had
the
a
red.
chip.
I think it's the red bag.
We had a chip taste testing show on here.
You did?
And we got all these different lays, and like some of them were wacky, like Canadian zest. Like some of the flavors were I'd never heard of them.
It was all dress. That's what it was. That was the one that you hated the most.
All dress.
Canadian.
Some of
That's
them
like an
tasted,
everything bagel.
Some of them tasted like feet, Kerri.
Ew.
Some of them tasted just like you'd be like, this one's pickles. No, this one's pickles.
There's
Like,
a lot of vinegar.
oh,
Yeah.
they're nasty. Like, what? I'm like, why do people eat these things? And then it was just like, they were all gross.
I like the lime chips.
Ugh. Are you a margarita person?
I'm not though. But
Okay.
I do like the lime chips.
All right, maybe we'll see if Massa could make some lime chips for us. Okay, cool. What would you say? And I wonder if people ask you this, like, what do you say to if there's like a female comic trying to get into the business now? My advice is don't do it.
I always say don't. It's funny. Me and I did Woman of a Certain Age.
Oh yeah, that was with Carol Montgomery.
Yes.
That was on Showtime.
It was on Showtime. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great, and I did it with Adele. Adele.
Fat Adele or Thin Adele?
I didn't do it with Adele. Oh my God, I'm mispronouncing her name.
Adele.
See,
I know
here's
exactly who you're thinking of.
Here's my menopause brain.
It's a big fat black woman, right? What
Yes.
the hell's her name? Not
Oh.
Adele.
Can you look it up, Matt?
The chat will know. Just look up big fat
I
black
was gonna
comic
say, I might
Adele.
have to look up
She's blowing up.
That's
She's
my third history anyway.
She's all over the place. I love her. She's a great little actress.
It might
too.
be Adele.
She's an amazing actress. She's in a lot of movies. And
Not
shows.
Lizzo. Not Lizzo.
That would be funny.
She look up.
She's
the first episode.
She's like really short hair, almost bald.
yes, and she has these long now.
Yes.
Why is her name escaping me? This is menopause brain. Anyway, the point is,
Not Nicole Byer, Courtney.
we were being interviewed, and that question came up. What would you give advice? And we looked at we didn't even know we were going to do that. We both said don't at the same time. It was so freaking funny. I do have a video of that, but it was so funny. My thing is don't. But if you must.
Right, then you're not going to listen to advice, and you're going to do it.
Yeah. And don't listen to advice. Just find your audience.
You figure it out by doing it.
Do it. Stage time. I mean, that's advice for anybody.
Yeah.
Stage time. Say yes to everything. Go to everything if you can. Work your ass off, and life's not fair, and know it. Know going in that there's no rhyme or reason. Life is not fair.
Nothing is guaranteed. You're not guaranteed anything because you've been doing it a certain amount of time, or you know somebody, or anything.
And if you're feeling, when you compare and despair, it's very hard to compare and despair because you can't compare yourself to any, especially other women. And because there's not that many women in the business, what are you laughing at?
People are just making guesses.
This kid that Mr. wrote it all caps. Big fat black comic.
Do we still have a name yet?
People are throwing
God,
guesses.
she's pretty famous.
Linnell.
Not Adele. Linnell. Sounds like Adele, but it's Linnell. And she goes by one name. She goes by one name.
That? Wow.
Anyway, we
all
said
black comedians
we
just
said
have one
don't.
name.
We said don't at the same time, and it was really funny.
Linnell.
Yeah. So with women, like this is another thing that I hate in our industry because again, we talked about there's not enough women in our career. So what we do is we become competitive with each other, which is so wrong. We should do the exact opposite. We should bring women up because that one woman on that show that I talked about, she has to be funny. She has to be good. So we have to cheer her on, because if she is funny and she is good, then women are funny and women are good, and they're going to look for more of us. And who are they going to look for? You and me. We're next. But I didn't, in my younger days, didn't think that. I thought it was like a big competition. Like we always think it's a big competition.
Well, because if you're doing comedy in like New York or Boston, it is competitive, but you're competitive with everyone, and you don't realize like other women are not your I'm not your enemy. I've weirdly never felt like competitive with other women, maybe because I felt like I was, the older I got and like the more I kind of grew into like my voice or my brand or whatever, I'm like, okay, I've really differentiated myself from the pack, so I don't feel like competitive. But like you're competitive in like general with everyone doing stand up.
Right. But with women, too,
sometimes they do get at each other's throat. Because there's only one woman.
So there's only one woman spot. So it's a little tighter competitiveness there. And so that's what I would tell women. Do not fall into that. It's very hard not to, because it's just the nature of the beast. Mm-hmm. But try not to fall in that. And women are your friend, and bring other women together, and work as hard as you can.
Yeah. And I would say you're such a good example, because I think not even in comedy, but in general, there's very much, I don't know if it's, there is a propaganda push, but the sense that like women need to be focusing on their career, become girl bosses, get their grad degree, and like put off marriage and motherhood, and that there's this sense like, oh, like don't settle, or you have time, where it's like you don't have all the time in the world. You could get lucky and get pregnant like later on, like later than the recommended years,
right?
But
you don't have the time.
I would say if you're having the inkling that you want it, like don't like waste too much time.
Don't waste too much time. Absolutely. But it's much better nowadays, especially now since the pandemic did hit. You can do a lot more online, and there's a lot more, what it taught us is that you don't have to go into the office all the time now. So that is a silver lining to that, which is great. Like you can work at home and still be a mom, and all those things have definitely has been much better than our parents. And us, when we went, when me anyway have had kids, in the workforce, it was now they can even, you can even go back to college after having kids. Like you can not even go to college and have kids while you're getting a degree online. You can be breastfeeding while you're reading something online and have AI freaking write your
AI. Have you ever thought to like try to have AI write jokes? I haven't even like thought to do that.
But I've had AI help me with ideas on online.
That makes sense.
Just front-facing videos.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to do this. I'm trying to organize this, but not my jokes.
AI is not funny though. Okay, I take it back. I did one time be like, AI, like help me write a joke about, and then I put in the premise, like everything I was going to make the joke about, and like I kept going, make it funnier, and it was like the dullest shit imaginable.
Oh, they're very mainstream, I think. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think AI, not they.
I'm like, make it more racist. Make it more racist. Make it more racist. Like, what?
Can you put some swear words in there?
Yes, please. Oh my gosh, that's so interesting.
This is late night.
Yeah.
In the dungeons of an open mic night, AI.
Right. Oh my god.
Can you get some, shock humor in there? No, I haven't done that. But anyway, yeah, getting back to like the women in comedy and what to say to women in comedy too is also when you feel like so depressed, like guys feel this way too, but you just feel like we take it so personally. And it's not personal. Most of the time,
it's hard to not take it personally.
It's not.
Right?
Most of the time, don't take it. It's not personal. It's like, oh, he didn't call me back. Like that's how women are. He didn't call me back. He doesn't like me. He's busy. He's got thousands of comics calling him up, thousands of emails, and they're gonna get to you. And sometimes it's just out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
So you constantly have to like annoy them, like here's my avails again. Here's my avails. It's like your avails might hit at the right time at the right place.
Right.
So it's really never about you, Sue. So, don't take it personally. That it's hard. This is all 30 years learning it. I wish I knew now. I wish I knew all this stuff back when I first started. So if any woman is trying to start out,
but the rules are different. Like what?
It changes. So that's another thing too. It changes, and you have to go with the change. And if you don't like change, it's difficult. Like these older comics that don't like this internet stuff, and if they're not changing, then they're losing.
It's so true, Kerri. There's like a certain time where like if you missed like the stand-up bubble, like if you missed maybe the 90s or the early aughts, like boom, you get a late night spot, you get a tour, you get your management, you get a sitcom. Like if you missed that boat, but like you're not young enough, then there's the next generation, which is like social media, and like they know how to go viral, and like you can blow up on TikTok. If you're in between that, like I feel like there's a segment of comics that are very surly right now because they're in between. They just missed the boat on like the stand-up bubble, but they're not young and adept enough to like understand social media.
Right.
Who like they're just floundering.
And again, it's timing. Timing's everything in comedy. And then redevelop your passion all the time. We're constantly redeveloping our passion for the business. Mm-hmm. And then when you can't redevelop your passion and you don't have it anymore, get out.
That's true. I know. I look back. I'm like, oh, there's so many people who I came up with who like quietly just got out, like just aren't doing it anymore.
Yeah, I should have gone out maybe, but I kept on redefining. 3 books. I wrote 3 books. I did a mommy, mean mommy, my mommy minute video on YouTube. Before YouTube was YouTube, I could have told everybody to subscribe. I was telling everybody to go to my email list. Get on my email list. This was right before I was using YouTube as a link, but it was just a link.
An email list
get on my website
is great though for promoting gigs.
Yeah. But I don't really use email
go to
that
my
much.
blog.
Yeah, go to my blog. It was like before, and then now I'm redeveloping myself. Like on social media, I do family group chats. I read those. It's like constantly.
You gotta find something that you love and keep like checking in with yourself. And that's why I feel like my identity is really changed since becoming a mom. And I feel like I'm recalibrating. It's like this is kind of like a growing pain because like I was telling someone else that I was on stage on Sunday and I actually was gonna make a fat joke towards this woman, and I got this pang of like, no, don't be unnecessarily cruel. And I was like, what? This is new. And I ended up making a different joke. And I was just like, whoa. And I did so many roast battles a few years ago. And I just was like, what's wrong with me? I'm like, I just avoided being cruel to this woman. But I was just like, I had empathy for her. I was like, oh, she's fat from having kids. Like, that's me right now. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm like, I feel like, I really feel like my personality is changing a little bit, and it's a little scary.
So you're gonna get more material with that little one, that's for sure.
That's true. He's so cute.
Every day more material.
It really
He's
is.
gonna say things to you. Once he starts talking, forget it.
Like he obviously, you can tell when he poops. I'm like, what were moms doing during COVID when they lost their sense of smell? Like, how were they?
See, there's a joke.
Like,
do you do that on stage? That's hilarious.
I'm like, did they have to just stick their hand in? I think about this a lot.
I think the mother's instinct knows when the.
Yeah, you're just like, it's time.
It's time. He's probably pooping right now. Or you see the kid. Yeah, you know your kid's poop face.
Yeah, he's like,
he looks up. He's like, and then the.
Or he'll get like sad, like he'll start crying, like he really doesn't like to have a poop just chilling in there. Who does though?
Right. I mean, I remember when I had a poop chilling, and I was like, someone's got to change me.
Oh my god. Oh, that's fun. Kerri, what are you working on right now? Where can people find you and follow you and all that good stuff?
I am at Kerri Louise Comedy on all platforms except Twitter. I'm not a good Twitter person, which is why I didn't even realize.
Oh, Twitter is
my husband.
Thing.
I know. That's why I'm so sorry. I'm at Kerri Louise Laugh on Twitter. And my husband's more of a Twitter person than I am. And I can't believe that I had the wrong.
Just change your bio.
I gotta change my bio. Matt's on it. He's gonna do it.
He's
for me.
gonna help you.
He has skinny thumbs. He can do it. And so, all right. So, what am I working? I'm working on my family group chats on Instagram, or it's all across all platforms. It's like a front facial video. I read my family group chats.
Oh wow! Oh, that's
and they're hilarious.
That's funny.
Yes, because I'm like the odd man out. I'm the only girl.
Really?
Except my dog.
Are you just all brothers?
All brothers roasting each other through the family group chat. And my husband, he's a child himself. So I'm outnumbered.
Where are you in the birth order?
Where am I in the birth?
Yeah, like you said, you have a lot of brothers. Are you?
Oh, I have my family group chat. My family group chat in my kids and and my husband. Yeah. So, but I'm the youngest. Do you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I have one older brother, one older sister.
Yeah, you're youngest. Usually the comedians. If you look at all the comedians, 90% are youngest.
I've heard that they're mostly youngest.
Because we're always looking for attention.
We don't get the attention.
Yeah, we don't get it unless we make a joke or cry and scream. I used to cry and scream. I was the whiny. That was my nickname.
Oh, I also forgot to mention, guys, Content House is coming up in 6 short weeks. Go to villaroma.com now. Reserve your tickets. Get a room. Go to villaroma.com. Click on book a room.
Ooh.
Click on the group button. Put my name as the discount code that will bring you to our room block. And then to get your tickets for the events, go to eventbrite.com. There's live comedy and podcast shows Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night.
That's awesome.
Get tickets now on Eventbrite. Dave Landau's headlining on that Thursday night. That's Thursday, September 4th, with Lila Hart hosting. Then on Friday, it's going to be live Who Are These Podcasts with special guest Anthony Cumia. Then Rich Voss is doing The Late Show with Gerard Michaels. That's Friday night at 10.
That's
and
great.
Then Saturday, going to be a live chatting with Candace at 2 o'clock. And then a little bit of a Compound Media stand-up reunion Saturday at 9:30. That's Saturday, September 6th. And then, of course, we're going to be doing our 48-hour live stream from Villaroma, and you can watch that from home, or if you're at Villaroma hanging out, you'll see us around the hotel. I don't know, we'll be doing different activities in the pools, go-karts, bumper boats. We're going to be just running around hammered.
When is it?
September 3rd through 7th.
That's great.
So it's the weekend after Labor Day. It'll still be summer.
It'll still be warm.
Get your tickets now, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Villaroma Content House. And if you want to see me on tour, go to my website, chrissymayr.com. I've got some gigs coming up in Long Island, Ohio, San Diego, Phoenix. There it is. There they are. Get your tickets now. I got to update this website. Good Lord. Plano. There they go. Get the tickets now. chrissymayr.com. Kerri, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I had a blast.
Fun.
Had so much fun. Thank you so much.
Wow. Everyone follow
You made
Kerri.
me cry.
I know. Wow.
KerriLouise.com is my website too. You can get my tour dates there too.
Follow Kerri right now. Rhinoceros with one final super chat for $9.99. I remember when I had poop chilling too, but like a normal person, I took a sheet with no seizures. Hillary 2016. That is, thank you, Ryan. Very random. We appreciate you. Thanks, Rhinoceros. Thank you to the chat for all your comments and questions. Yes, Villaroma Content House. It's coming up in 6 weeks. Book your room now. Book your tickets. It's going to be so much fun. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.